Today we are going to study practice set 2.2 which is based on interior angles test, corresponding angle test and alternate angles test. Before we proceed with practice set 2.2, let me revise whatever we have studied in practice set 2.1. Now in practice set 2.1, the three properties or the three theorems that we studied were interior angles theorem, corresponding angles theorem and alternate angles theorem. Let us understand the meaning of this theorem. What these three of them meant was that if the two lines are parallel, we are saying that the lines are parallel, and if there is a transversal, okay, this is a transversal, then the interior angles, according to this theorem, the interior angles, the addition of the interior angles is going to be 180 degree. That was the first property, the first theorem. The second theorem said that the corresponding angles will be congruent to each other, and there are this is congruent to this will be congruent to this. So like that we'll be having four pairs which will be congruent to each other. And alternate angles test. Alternate angles test said that if this is the case, then the alternate angles are going to be congruent to each other. Alternate angle means these kind of angles. Okay. Also this and this one. So these are the three types of properties that we studied in the first exercise. If the lines are parallel, then the properties of these angles we had studied. Now what is that we are going to study in practice set 2.2? It is somewhat similar, but the properties are opposite. If you see now, we had the two lines parallel and the angles were showing these properties, but in this practice set we will find out whether the two lines are parallel or not. So whether two lines are parallel to each other or not can be found out using these three tests. If these three tests are satisfied, then we say that the lines are parallel. Here in the first exercise the lines were parallel and the angles were showing the properties, whereas here we will identify whether these three properties are being satisfied, any one of the three properties are being satisfied, and then we will identify whether the line is parallel or not. So whenever we are asked a question to find out whether the lines are parallel or not, we can make use of these three tests. If any of these three tests are satisfied, then the two lines are parallel. Like for example, if the first interior angles test, what this interior angles test says that if there are two angles, we don't know whether they are parallel or not, whether the lines are parallel or not, but if any of the two angles addition is showing to be 180 degree, then we'll say that these two lines are parallel. Similarly, if there is any pair of corresponding angle which is congruent, then we will say that the two lines are parallel. Also, if there is a pair of alternate angle which is congruent to each other, then we can say that the two lines are parallel. So in the first exercise we had parallel lines and we were supposed to find out the angles, whereas here we have been given the information regarding the angles. What we have to do is we have to show that these two lines are parallel. So these are the converse of the previous exercise. If we are going to name them by interior angles test, corresponding angles test and alternate angles test. So let us start with practice set 2.2. So now in this question we have been given the measure of two angles. Angles y which is 108 and angle x which is 71. Are these lines M and N parallel to each other? Justify. So we have to find out whether these two lines are parallel, and we have to also give the reason. Children, if you look at angles X and Y, these are the pair of interior angles. Yes, they are not corresponding angles and they are not alternate angles. These are interior angles, and our interior angle test says that the addition of the interior angles should be supplementary. That means it should be 180 degree. So if I get x plus y as 180 degrees, means if I get 71 plus 108 as 180 degrees, then I can say that these two lines are parallel. So let us add and find it out. So I'll find out what is x plus y. So x plus y is 71 degrees plus 108 degrees. If I add this will give me x plus y is equal to 179. Yes, and this addition is not equal to 180 degrees. I'll say x plus y is not equal to 180 degrees, and therefore I will say therefore line M is not parallel to line N. But we are also supposed to give the reason, and therefore we'll say as it does not satisfy interior angles test for parallel lines. So this is our reason. That's it. Second question we'll see now. In the second question, if angle A is congruent to angle B, then prove that line L is parallel to line M. We have to prove these two lines parallel. For any two lines to be parallel, children, we need to satisfy any one of the three tests that we have studied. If I look for the first set, that is interior angles test. Yes, but I don't have any pair of interior angles given here at both the places, so I cannot use that test. The second test was corresponding angles test, but I have not been given any information regarding the corresponding angles also. Then the last one was the alternate angles test. The alternate angles test I can prove, but these are the exterior angles, right? So how do I prove these lines to be parallel to each other? So what we do is we consider one extra angle, say angle C besides angle. We will consider angle C in front of these here in this portion. Okay, if we will consider one angle C which is opposite to angle A as shown. So we will write down here. Consider angle C. Consider angle C as shown in figure. Whenever we add anything to a figure, no children, we are supposed to write down about it. That C was not there in the original figure. We have made it, so we have to write down the information regarding it. Then after that, what we'll write down? We'll write down whatever is given to us. So we'll write down angle A is congruent to angle B because that is given, and we'll number it as 1. The second pair, can I say angle A is congruent to angle C because they are the vertically opposite angles? So I'll say angle A is congruent to angle C. The reason will be vertically opposite angles. So if this is your equation 1, this is your number 2. Now if you look, the left hand side of your 1 and 2 are same, so automatically the right hand side becomes equal, and therefore I will say therefore angle B is congruent to angle C from 1 and 2. We'll put a square bracket because we have a curved bracket here. So here we have a round bracket here, so we always put a, or you cannot put round bracket again, so we put a box bracket. Now the next part, since angle B and angle C are congruent now children, can I say that angle B and angle C are the corresponding angles? Yes, these two are the corresponding angles, and then by corresponding angles test I can say that these two lines are parallel. So I got, therefore I will say therefore angle B is therefore line L is parallel to line M. The reason will be corresponding angle test. Yes. Now we'll look at the third side. In the next question, we have been given that angle A is congruent to angle B. So angle A is congruent to angle B and the angle X is congruent to angle Y. Prove that line L is parallel to line N. We have to prove that this line is parallel to this line. Now we will make use of whatever information is given in the question. So the first pair of angle which is congruent is angle A congruent to angle B, which I write down, and I write down given. Now I observe here. What is angle A and B, children? They are the corresponding angles. So can I say because of these corresponding angles which are congruent, can I say that L is going to be parallel to M? Yes. So L is going to be parallel to M. The reason will be corresponding angles test. Now the second pair which is given congruent is angle X and angle Y. Now therefore I will say that angle X is congruent to angle Y, which is given to us. Okay. Since these two angles are given, this line and this line becomes parallel. Okay. But the reason will be these are the alternate angles. So alternate angles test. Now therefore I will say that from 1 and 2, this line L is parallel to M and M is parallel to N. So these automatically the three lines become parallel to each other. And since these three, I will say that is from 1 and 2. We have been told to prove only line N parallel to line N. So in the next line we will say, since all the three lines are parallel to each other, we will write down only the ones which we want to write. So I will say line L is parallel to line N. The next question says that if ray BA is parallel to DE, if ray BA is parallel to DE and the measures of these two angles are given, these two are parallel to each other. Find measure angle ABC. I have to find out measure angle ABC. One hint is also given, draw a line passing through point C. I have to draw a line passing through point C and parallel to AB. So I have to draw one line which is parallel to AB. So let me draw that first. I draw, so using this hint, draw a line passing through point C, and so I made a line which is passing through point C and it is parallel to line AB. So these two lines are parallel. They haven't told that these two lines are parallel. Nothing like that has been told. So let us see what we can prove here. Now first step I'll write down. First I'll write down whatever construction we have made. So this construction I write down, draw a line XY passing through point C and parallel to line AB. This hint only we copied down here. Then ray BA is parallel to ray DE. Yes, this is what I write down here, which is given. This is given to us. So BA is parallel to DE, which is given. But BA is also parallel to XY. This is parallel to this and this is also parallel to this because of the construction. It is told that it is parallel to line AB. So because of this construction, BA is parallel to DE and BA is parallel to XY. That means automatically if BA is parallel to this and BA is parallel to this, therefore automatically all the three lines are going to be parallel to each other. And therefore I will say that this and this, all the three lines are parallel to each other. Now once I get the three lines parallel, I can find out angle ABC either by using corresponding angles, alternate angles or interior angles. So we can easily apply now. Now first step, if I want angle ABC, children, think in the opposite way. If I want ABC, what do I need? Either I need this angle so that I can make use of interior angles property, or else to find out ABC I need this entire angle BCY, so that once I get this BCY, this and this angle will be the alternate angle and I can easily find out angle ABC. So if I want this angle entirely, I have this 50 but I don't have this part. Can I get this much part? Yes, I can get this DCY by you making use of the interior angles property. So that is the first thing that we write down. We write down ray DE is parallel to ray XY. A line XY. This is a line, see, and this is a ray. So I write down ray DE is parallel to line XY and DC is a transversal. I'll say DC. See, transversal is that line which intersects both the lines. Now this is a line which is intersecting this as well as this. So DC is a transversal. So we are supposed to prove that AB is parallel to CD. Let us see how we are going to do this. First we write down ray PR parallel to QS as it is given, and if this is parallel to this and this is a transversal, can I say this angle RPQ and SQP? RPQ and SQP are the alternate angles. Okay, so therefore by that knowledge I'll write down this as congruent, and in the next step I'll write down them as equal. Now in the next step RPQ. Now this RPQ is half of this angle BPQ, student, because these are the angle bisectors. So this and this is going to be equal, and this is going to be half of this angle, bigger angle. So I'll say therefore half RPQ is half of angle BPQ. So half of angle BPQ is equal to SQP is half of angle CQP. So half of angle CQP, I have to give reason. Okay, so the PR and QS are the bisectors of angle BPQ and PQC. In the next step, half and half gets cancelled, and therefore, and since angle BPQ is congruent to angle CQP, we will say that these lines AB and CD are parallel to each other using alternate angles test. Thank you. EDC EDC plus DCY to be 180 degrees, which I use it here, interior angles theorem. Now I have angle EDC as 100, DCY I don't know, and this is 180. So when this 100 will go there, it will become 80 degrees. So angle DCY is equal to 80 degrees. Now once I get this angle as 80 degrees, this entire angle BCY will be 80 plus 50, which will be 130 degrees. And once I get this as 130 degree, automatically ABC will also be 130 degrees because they are the pair of alternate angles. So let me see what can I write here. So I write down here, ray AB is parallel to line XY. Ray AB is parallel to line XY, and BC is a transversal. Now this is a transversal. This is touching both the lines. So if this is a transversal, angle ABC is congruent to angle BCY because they are the pair of alternate angles. In the next step, instead of congruent, I write down is equal to sign. And then I proceed here. I write down angle ABC is equal to BCY. I can write down as BCD plus DCY. So that is what I write down here. And then this becomes 50, which I know, and DCY I have found out here, which is 80 degrees. So 50 plus 80 becomes 130 degrees. So the measure of angle ABC is 130 degrees. In the fifth question, we have ray AE parallel to ray BD. Ray AE is parallel to BD. So these two rays are parallel to each other. Ray AF is the bisector. Ray AF is the bisector of angle EAB. What do you mean by bisector? Bisector of any angle means this is the ray which is dividing this angle into two equal parts. Means if this is 30 degrees, this will also be 30 degrees. Okay, so AF is a bisector of this angle and BC is the bisector of this angle. So if BC is a bisector, then this angle and this angle will be divided into two equal parts. So let me show them with the alphabets. So if AF is a bisector, this will be X and this also will be X because they both are equal. And this will be Y and this will be Y. This helps you to understand the property of angle bisector. Now, what we are supposed to prove? We are supposed to prove that AF is parallel to BC. I have to prove that AF is parallel to BC. If I need to show that, we think in the opposite manner. If I want this parallel, I need to show these two angles to be equal to each other. These two angles can be shown by what test? Alternate angle test. But how will I show that FAB and ABC are equal to each other? We don't know how to do that. So what we'll do is we'll make use of the information that is given to us in the question. Okay, so first thing that we see here is that AF is a bisector. Therefore, I'll write down solution. Ray AF is the bisector of angle EAB. Of angle EAB, this is given to us. Okay, the sentence which is given, I write down here. Okay, then because this is a bisector, I will say EAF. Angle EAF is equal to angle FAB. Okay. Can I name it as X? Okay, I'll name it as X degrees. Okay. Similarly, or other ray BC. Ray BC is the bisector of angle ABD. This is also given to us. Therefore, angle, this I'll number it as 1. Therefore, angle ABC is equal to angle CBD, and I'll name it as Y. Okay, this will be number 2. Now, I don't know what to do with this. Now, I've used this property, this angle bisector information given to us, that I have written here. Now, what else is given to us? AE is parallel to BD. So, if AE is parallel to BD and AB is a transversal, can I say this entire angle is equal to this entire angle? Yes. So, I will say, therefore, since ray AE is parallel to ray BD, which is given, and AB is a transversal, therefore this entire angle EAB is equal to or is congruent to angle ABD. That will be the alternate angles. Okay. Now, EAB and ABD. Now, I don't know what is the measure of these angles, but can I say that this EAB will be x plus x, that is 2x? Can we say that? Yes. Or else can we say that this, so angle EAB, I'll write down angle EAB as EAF plus angle FAB. But before that, I'll show this equal to sign. Angle EAB is equal to angle ABD. Now I'll show the addition. EAF, angle EAF plus angle FAB. This instead of this entire, I write down this. Similarly, angle ABD. For ABD, I'll write down ABC plus CBD. Angle ABC plus angle CBD. And this will be angle addition postulate, you can write down, or you can leave it as it is also. So now, after writing this, what do I need to prove here? I need to prove that AF is parallel to CB. And if I want to prove this AF is parallel to CB, I need this angle and this angle to be congruent, right? So out of these two pairs, now EF and FAB, EF and FAB both are equal angles. So I will write down, instead of EF and FAB, I will write down both are equal. Both are equal. So instead of EF, I will write down FAB plus angle FAB. Similarly, here angle ABC and CBD both are equal. So I will write down angle ABC, and this CBD is also equal to ABC. So I will write down as angle ABC. This will become 2 angle FAB plus 2 angle ABC. Now when this 2 will come here, it will get cancelled because this will become 2 divided by 2 and it will go away. So in the next step, what you will left with be FAB is equal to angle ABC. That is, now once I get angle FAB equal to angle ABC, I can automatically say that these two rays are parallel to each other using alternate angles test. So I will say in the next part that angle FAB, therefore line AF is parallel to line BC, and the reason will be alternate angles test. In the sixth question, ray PR is parallel to QS. Ray PR is parallel to QS. These rays are parallel to each other, and also these rays are the angle bisectors of these angles. PR is angle bisector of BPQ and SQ is angle bisector of CQP. So these are the bisectors.